Have you ever met someone everyone calls lazy? Someone who seems too weak or careless to achieve anything, only to see them rise and do the impossible? Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Ryan, the boy who turned laziness into genius, outsmarted the strongest people in the kingdom, and proved that true strength comes from your mind and your purpose. Stick with me till the end, because this story will inspire you to rethink your limits and the power of determination. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village surrounded by endless fields of golden rice and whispering forests, there lived a boy named Ryan. Ryan wasn't strong. He wasn't brave. He wasn't a hero in anyone's eyes. If there had been a prize for laziness, he would have won it without even trying. Every day, Ryan helped his father in the fields, but not in the usual way. While villagers ran after birds with sticks and slingshots, Ryan did something unusual. He built wooden poles across the fields and tied them together with ropes. Whenever birds came to eat the crops, these poles would scare them away. And the best part? Ryan could lie down under the shade of a tree, relax, and let his clever setup do all the work for him. To the villagers, this seemed like pure laziness, but Ryan's father knew better. Though he sometimes worried, he understood that his son had a sharp mind. If I fall ill, he thought, will Ryan be able to manage everything? And surprisingly, Ryan always found a way to get the job done. Lazy? Maybe. Smart? Definitely. But life has a way of testing even the cleverest minds. One scorching summer, when the sun felt like it could burn the earth itself, Ryan's father fell gravely ill. Suddenly, all the responsibility of the farm fell on Ryan's young shoulders. He tried, he really did, but he wasn't used to hard labor. The soil cracked under the relentless sun, the crops thirsted for water, and Ryan's clever shortcuts were no longer enough. The fields began to wither, and despair started to creep in. That night, Ryan sat alone under a sky filled with stars, feeling useless and defeated. "Why didn't I ever try harder?" he whispered to himself. "Now my family's hope is slipping away. What can I do?" Yet sometimes, when life feels darkest, opportunity appears in the most unexpected way. The very next morning, Ryan heard the bustling voices of villagers gathering in the square. Curious, he ran to see what was happening and discovered a soldier announcing an incredible competition at the king's palace. "The winner," the soldier declared, "will receive a chest overflowing with gold, enough to save anyone in need." Ryan's heart leapt. This could save his family. Without a second thought, he signed up. The villagers laughed. Ryan, that lazy boy, competing against the strongest people in the kingdom? He'll never survive, they whispered. But Ryan didn't care. He now had a reason, a purpose powerful enough to wake him from years of comfort. 3 days later, Ryan set off toward the palace. His parents watched him leave with a mixture of doubt and hope. Maybe this journey would teach him what hard work truly meant. Maybe it would awaken a strength he didn't know he had. When Ryan arrived, the scene was intimidating. Contestants from across the kingdom, tall, muscular, trained, and confident, gathered for the first challenge. Ryan's heart pounded. "How can I compete with them?" he thought. The first challenge was announced, a race across a vast, sparkling lake. The first 3 to cross would advance to the next round. At the countdown, 3, 2, 1, everyone dived in, slicing through the water with powerful strokes. Ryan hesitated. Swimming wasn't his strength. But then, an idea sparked in his mind. He ran into the nearby forest, gathering broken branches and tying them together with ropes. Using a piece of wood as a paddle, he climbed aboard. While others grew tired and struggled in the water, Ryan moved steadily, gliding across the lake with calm focus. Slowly but surely, he passed many competitors and finished third. The crowd murmured in disbelief. The lazy boy? Did he just... That night, Ryan slept under the stars, exhausted but alive with hope. He had survived the first challenge, but the hardest part was still to come. The final challenge was announced the next day. Each contestant was handed a massive wooden block, heavier than any man could easily move. They were to push it 1 kilometer to the finish line. Behind them lay a variety of tools, but each participant could choose only one. The first contestant grabbed a rope and used all his muscle to pull the block. The second chose a wooden lever and tried to lift it with physics. Ryan, however, paused. He studied the tools, studied the block, and thought carefully. I can't win with strength. I need to be smarter than everyone else. After careful consideration, Ryan picked a small knife. The crowd gasped. A knife? How can a tiny knife help with such a massive block? With steady determination, Ryan began carving the block into a perfect sphere. Hours passed, sweat dripped from his brow, his arms ached, his hands were raw, but finally the heavy block had transformed into a smooth, round wooden ball. With ease, he began rolling it toward the finish line, gliding past exhausted competitors who were still struggling with their heavy blocks. And then, the unthinkable happened. Ryan crossed the finish line first. The crowd erupted in cheers. The boy they had mocked and underestimated, the lazy boy, had outsmarted everyone. Ryan's secret wasn't brute strength. It was purpose, intelligence, and relentless determination. His love for his family had driven him to achieve what others thought impossible. This story teaches us a powerful lesson. Laziness doesn't define your potential. What defines your potential is your why. When your reason is strong enough, whether it's for your family, your dreams, or proving doubters wrong, you can overcome challenges, outthink obstacles, and achieve greatness. So the next time you feel lazy, think of Ryan. Let your why ignite a fire in your heart. Your moments of inactivity are not weaknesses. They are waiting to transform into brilliance when challenged by purpose. And now I want to hear from you. Which part of Ryan's story inspired you the most? Do you have your own story of turning weakness into strength? Write it in the comments. I read every single one. If you loved this story, make sure to hit the like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more motivational stories that inspire action and change lives. Remember, real strength isn't always about muscles. It's about thinking smart, working with purpose, and never giving up. Ryan showed us that even the laziest person can become a hero when driven by the right reason. And now, the end. Or maybe your beginning.